بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alright, so today's topic is a bit sensitive, which is insurance. And the whole world now deals with insurance like without any limits. So we are going to speak about this insurance and what is the system in insurance, what are the problems in this system, and what is the alternative system in Islam for insurance. So we will start about insurance in general with the idea that Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى, and cooperate on birr and taqwa. This concept of ta'awun, cooperation, is an Islamic concept. So the idea of the insurance, the biggest idea of the insurance, is correct. Regardless of calling it insurance. But the goal of it is correct. The problem is how you implement that insurance. The Prophet ﷺ said to Sa'd, to leave your family rich is better than leaving them asking people. If you look at it, that's a sort of insurance, meaning that you are covering the future of your family members. So the Prophet ﷺ encouraged Sa'd to leave some money as an insurance for them. The Prophet ﷺ spoke about Al-Ash'ariyin. Al-Ash'ariyin, they are a very good example of a tribe at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And this tribe, whenever they are in financial hardship, what they will do, the whole tribe will come together, will collect everything they have, money, means, object, anything, and then they will distribute it equally to everyone. What is this? Insurance. This is insurance. So this type of insurance was existing, which is a sort of cooperation or collaboration, support, you can call it. And this is what is required and encouraged in Islam. Allah Azza wa Jal put one share of the zakah for al-gharimeen. Al-gharimeen, someone went into debt. From where are we collecting the zakah? From everyone. That's a sort of insurance for the people, the Muslims, that if anything went wrong in their life, there is an insurance in our system, which is the money of the zakah. If we calculate according to Imam Shafi'i, that we have 8 categories of zakah, divided over 100%, that's 12.5%, then 12.5% will go to those who went into hardship, into a catastrophe, into a need, urgent need. So this is insurance as an idea. One of the scholars actually in 1 year calculated how much money the Muslims pay zakah in general in the Islamic world. And he came up with $300 billion in zakah for Muslims. They are paying. This is the recorded amount of zakah in different countries. So if you can speak about $300 billion, 12.5% is a big money that you pay for those who went into hardship to cover their expenses. Again, insurance. So the person was insured that someone will cover him if he went into a hardship. Unfortunately, the Western countries used the concept and the need of the people and developed a system which made some people even richer, which is the insurance system or the insurance company, which is not built on collaboration. It's built on someone taking money and someone losing money. The insurance system is unacceptable system in Islam as of how it's been developed and been implemented. So we cannot accept in Islam the insurance system is haram. We cannot accept that system, and we are going to break it down now into details. There is a new product which was developed, which is the Islamic Insurance, and we are going to speak about it. Sometimes they call it takaful. The problem in the commercial insurance is there are two types of people in our Muslim world, unfortunately. Some scholars, they say it is halal, the normal insurance, the commercial insurance. And why they are saying it is halal? The reason is they are saying that it is a collaborative effort, because the insurance company will take all the money from people. And so they are assuming that this is a collaborative effort that is supporting whoever gets into a hardship. We are going to speak about this. And they are speaking about it in a way that, from a general perspective, this insurance company is making or supporting people who are in hardship. So it's doing something good. But in Islam, this is rejected. The reason why, not everything that is looked at as good is accepted in Islam. And the evidence for that is what Allah Azza wa Jal said in the Quran about the alcohol. What did He say about the alcohol? There are some good and there are bad. And the bad out the good. The bad is more than the good. So what does that mean? That even though there is a good in it, the bad is outweighing the good, so it became bad. So even if from a logical perspective you are supporting someone into hardship, but the bad of it outweighing the good, and so it is haram. The majority of the scholars on the face of earth nowadays, they say it is haram. Those who say it is halal, they don't have an evidence, but they speak from a general perspective and general look at the benefits of anyone who goes into insurance. So now almost all scholars say that commercial insurance is haram in its current model. So no one argue with an evidence that this system is haram. The first thing that we need to understand, and I'm going to go over them both side by side, which is the Islamic insurance and the commercial insurance. So the Islamic insurance is a contract between two, which is the person and the company. In the Islamic insurance, it's a contract between a group of people who will come and say, we are 20, 30, 40 people. Every one of us is going to pay $100 every month. So if we are 50 people with $100 every month, that's $5,000 every month. And we agree to support anyone who goes into hardship. So the relationship here Between who? The person and a group of people. Whereas the insurance company, the commercial insurance, the relationship is between who? The person who wants to insure the insurance and the company. That's number one. Okay? Insurance in Islam is a contract between a person and a group of people, rather than a person and a company. In the Islamic insurance, there is a company. But that company has nothing to do with you. That company in the Islamic insurance, which is takaful, is responsible about managing the fund. It's an administration. So that company actually assigned, for example, someone as an administrator to collect all the money from the people. But in that Islamic insurance, there are two accounts, bank accounts. The account of those who are the pool of the people and the account of the company. The money that everyone is putting inside that account of the pool of people has nothing to do with the money of the company. The money of the company is for the company. So if the company, for example, is agreeing to manage the fund, manage the collection of the insurance of these people for 1% of the fund, that's it. That money goes to the company. The rest stays in the pool. Okay? Whereas, in the insurance company, commercial insurance company, how many accounts do we have? One. The person who wants to do the insurance will put the money in that account, and that's the account of the company. That's all. So the relationship is a relationship between the person and the company. Whereas in the Islamic finance or Islamic insurance, the relationship is between the person and the group of people. And that group of people will choose company A or B or C or D to manage their account. They don't own the money that I am putting there as an insurance or as a takaful. We as a group own that money. Insurance is a collective contract between the person who wants to have insurance and a group of companies who share the insurance at different percentage, which is compulsory in the regulations. And this is another issue. That the insurance company, when you put the money in it, the insurance company will not carry the risk on its own. According to the regulations, that insurance company need to insure, make the insurance, the same policy, with another company, but with a less percentage. With another company, so that the risk is being what? Distributed along them. Okay? In the Islamic insurance, the relationship is between the person who wants to insure on an object and the other people who are in the insurance contract with him. So I want, for example, to make an insurance on my car. I go in that group, in that pool of people, and I start putting money every month as an insurance for my car. And so if I did not make an accident, and none of the group members of that pool made an accident. So imagine we have the company who's managing the fund, and we have the people who are in that pool putting the insurance money every month. At the end of the year, there might be terms that everything is going to be revisited every year. So at the end of the year, we had 20 everyone is putting $100 every month. For 1 year, everyone put 1,200 times 20, that's 24,000. Administration fee, 4,000, 5,000. At the end of that year, nobody had a car crash. What will happen to that money is that money is going to be returned back. So what happens here is that you do not lose your money. But when you go to the commercial insurance company, if you pay, the policy is for 1 year, you pay the 1 year. Every month you pay whatever, finish the policy. You did not go into any car crash. What happens to the money? Gone. You lose it. So see the difference between the Islamic insurance. There are lots of differences, by the way, and we are going over them one by one. So at the end, we can actually come with a conclusion about the actual differences between the normal insurance, commercial insurance, and the Islamic insurance. The relation between the person in the commercial insurance is that the person does not pay the insurance company any money, but asks the company to take his contribution to the insurer's pool if it's left and cover him if he became in need. So as if when the person comes to the commercial insurance company, we'll say to him, I will pay you that money. You take that money if I did not make any accident, but you will cover me regardless if I made an accident. So that person actually might not have an accident, so he loses all the money, might have an accident that costed $20,000, the insurance company will cover the $20,000. He might have paid only $1,000 for that year. Okay? Insurance company is gambling by that. It's a gambling. Why? Because they are gambling with that. They are taking $1,200. Is he going to have a car crash or not? It's a gambling. If he had a car crash, the insurance company will lose the money. So they need to pay the $20,000. And so in order for them to make money, what they do is they divide the risk with other insurance companies to minimize the amount of risk. Either it will make profit if no one needed support, or lose and pay the needing person, and this is the reason for it to be haram. At the end of the day, insurance is iwad. This is its Islamic relationship. Iwad is something for something. So classify. We spoke about gold by gold. This is iwad. This is one type of iwad. Gold by gold. What are the conditions of gold by gold? Hand by hand, weight by weight. Equal weight, hand by hand. Money as well. If it's the same type of money, we spoke about it. It needs to be hand by hand, equal by equal. This is a awad contract. So with the awad contract, you cannot pay $1,200 and end up by taking $20,000. Because that becomes what? Riba. It becomes riba. You paid $1,200, you got $20,000. There is no service in the middle. So that's why it's purely a haram contract, the insurance. Insurance, for example, Egypt defined insurance as so. It's a contract, and it's not a system, where the company is required to pay to the person an amount or a salary or replacement if an accident happened, in return for an installment or any payment the person will pay. So if you look at it, it's just gambling, interest, and we add another word which is gharar, that we are going to speak about in Islam, which is prohibited in Islam. And actually the Egyptian government, when they defined insurance, because they adopted the French financial economic system, and so they took the insurance from the French and developed it at the beginning of the Egypt independence. They classified in the constitution that there are a couple of gharar contracts. Out of them, they classified the insurance as a gharar. So what is gharar actually? Gharar is a relationship where there might be ambiguities, like someone is saying to you, I will sell you that bird in the sky. That's gharar, because he doesn't have it. Or I will sell you a Mercedes 2023. It does not exist. That's gharar. So gharar is, it's like cheating. It's like someone is winning and someone is losing. Okay? Superannuation was classified as a gharar. Unfortunately, not the superannuation of Australia, because superannuation of Australia is halal.
How?
Superannuation of the Muslim countries is haram. Even in my country, in Jordan, all the scholars, they used to say superannuation is haram. Why? Which is called daman ijtimai. It's called social insurance. Why? Because, for example, I'm going to start you like paying for the superannuation in whatever Muslim country. So what they do is they take your money, you pay the amount, and your employer pays the amount. They accumulate it. Number one, they put it in the banks and take interest on it. So that's one type. You don't have a choice of choosing where to put your insurance company or superannuation company. Number two, when you retire, they guarantee you installments or salary until you die. And they put that the early retirement age is 45 years old. So if you are 45 years old, and then, for example, you paid a total sum of, say, $50,000. At 45 years old, you say, I'm retiring. They will start paying you wages or salary until you die. And that salary equals to the 70% of the last 3 years' salary. So if your last 3 years' salary was something around $10,000 a month, the average of the 3 last years, that means that they will pay you how much? 70% of the 10,000? 7,000 a month until you die. You might have accumulated in your superannuation something like 50,000. They might pay you 100,000 or 150,000 because salary is continuous until you die. And they do not invest that money, and they take interest because this is the safest way. They put the money in the bank and they take interest on it. Whereas look at the superannuation in Australia. You put your money and you say to them, I want to invest my money in, for example, real estate. Or I want to do my own self-managed super fund. So I use my money to invest it in good causes, in halal causes. And there will be a return on the investment. And then what will happen when I finish and retire at 60 years old or 65 years old? What will they give me? My money only. So 100% the money that I accumulated from superannuation, they will give it back to me. But in that case, or that model, which is in the Muslim countries, they will give you salaries until you die, which might over whatever you have paid. And they will actually use the interest in order to grow that amount of money, where it's in investments, and you use it in businesses, or use it in buying properties or anything. So look how the different. And so the superannuation is actually gharar as well. Not the Australian superannuation, not the foreign countries, non-Muslim countries superannuation, but the Muslim countries superannuation is gharar. So this gharar is when you pay and someone is going to lose. You might lose because in the superannuation, for example, in the Muslim countries, if you die one day before the end of the superannuation or the retirement, what will happen for the accumulated money? Gone. That's it. In some cases, they will pay a small portion for the wife until she dies. Other cases, that's it. You lost all the money that you put. It's gharar. So this is someone is disadvantaged with that contract. It is a contract of muawada, as we said. It's limited by time, and in it there is a chance and mistake, and we are going to speak about that. So the muawada, as I said, there is a two-way transaction. I give you, you give me. Okay? So this is muawada. So the person is giving the insurance company, and the insurance company is giving him back. But that's not two-way. If the person is giving the insurance company money, the insurance company needs to pay back the same amount of money. It's not the case. Because at the end of the financial year or the year of the contract, he will lose all the money. Second, he's giving this amount of money, he might get back triple, 10 times, 20 times if he got a car crash. So the whole system is built on insurance for the chance to have damage or loss. Not something that already happened. Because, for example, if you go to the insurance company and say, I want to do insurance on my company, they will say, is your car damaged? If it's damaged, will they do insurance on it? No. So it's not for something that happened, it's something that might happen. So there is ambiguity in that. There is no problem that these goals of the insurance companies are acceptable in Islam. So as we said, the insurance company, the goals for protection of people under hardship is an Islamic goal. Because if someone had a hardship, Islam puts a system to protect him and to cover him. As we spoke about zakah, as we spoke about al-Ash'ariyin, how they used to do it. And this is part of Islam. But the means toward these goals are the ones that are not acceptable. How they reach these goals in the insurance companies are our problems. All those who say that the insurance is halal say that it is the big picture that we look at. People are in need for some support. They sometimes go into hardship. In that, the gharar is too big in the insurance company. So there is no way for us to accept the insurance company as a halal transaction. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited gharar in selling. So in the muawada, which is the transactions between two, he prohibited gharar. And gharar and interest exist in the insurance transaction. Why? I'm paying you 1,000, you covered me with 20,000. So that's interest. There are several types of gharar. The gharar in the existence. like someone is selling the birds in the sky. So the existence, like it's a damage, the car. Does it exist? No. There is a chance. This is gharar. Gharar in the happening. Happened, did not happen. Gharar in the time. How? The person who goes to the insurance company might go today and pay the first installment. Tomorrow get a car crash, it will cost $30,000. That's gharar. He paid only $100. That $100 was replaced by $30,000. That's gharar. That cannot happen. This is called gharar in the time. And gharar in the amount. Even though he finished the whole year of payment, which was $1,200, the damage cost $20,000. So the amount is different. So there is 4 types of gharar in the insurance contract. Insurance as well can be on objects or responsibilities or life. You know, there is the indemnity insurance, which is responsibility. So someone is saying, I want indemnity insurance. What does it mean? That if anything I did, that's it, I'm safe, I'm not going to pay anything. That's called indemnity insurance. This is insurance of responsibilities. That's haram. There's no insurance on responsibilities. Like I will be in this position, but I need an insurance that if anything happens from me, I'm not going to pay any legal fees, anything. That's haram. On life, people do insurance on life. So when they pass away, their household will take the money. The 2 responsibilities and life insurance are extremely haram. The other types of insurance, which is the insurance on objects, like insurance on a house, insurance on for example, in a car or something, that's the goal of it is correct, but the means towards it is wrong. It is gambling because there is ambiguity in the future. Whether you are going to make a car crash or not, it's gambling. So the actual company of insurance is gambling on you that you don't make accident, and so they get all of your money that you paid. In the gambling, there is one side winning and one losing. So one is giving the money, one is taking the money. Who is who? It depends on the gamble. Insurance company does not do the contract with one, but with a group of companies that it does not lose at the end. So at the end, all insurance companies make money because they share the risk or they share the loss. In the life insurance, if the person passes away, for example, 1 day before he finishes, or like before retirement, he died 1 day before retirement, he loses all the money. So it's just gharar. So the person pays and not get anything back. The base that the Islamic insurance is built on is that it is a cooperative, collaborative relationship. So everyone is putting the money together. This requires differentiation between the money of the company and the money of the group. As we said, there is a pool of money, which is those who are investing or those who are paying the insurance installment, and there is the company who is looking after the administration of that pool. Commercial has 2 relations between the person and the company only. So this is the relationship, 2 people in that relationship. In the takaful insurance, there are 3 sides. There is the person, there is the group, and there is the company. The relationship is between the person and the group. The company is administrative. If that company, the group said to that company, invest our money, then they have another relationship, which is mudaraba. So then they will have these two transactions, which is transaction number one, is that the group, the pool of people, will ask the company to administrate for them the collection of the money. Number two is that they will ask that company to invest their money somewhere. And the company might say, okay, I will invest it, I will take 50% of the profit, and I will distribute 50% back to you. So, in the takaful, the company is a facilitator for the money pool. Doesn't own the money. The key idea is collaborative relationship. In the commercial insurance, there is no relationship between the person and the other members, because some people say that, oh, the insurance company has lots of people insuring in that company. So it is the same, because people are putting the money in the insurance company and all together they are collaborating. No, that's not true. The truth is that that person has no relationship with any of the others. He has only one relationship, which is with the company. Whereas the Islamic insurance has a relationship with the others. In the Islamic takaful, the person does not have a relationship with the company. The group will have the relationship with that company. The people gather and form a pool and choose whatever company to manage the pool. There is no relationship between the person and the company in Islamic insurance. If the company invested the money, then there will be a murabaha or mudaraba between the company and that pool. The Islamic insurance does not take money from the installments of the people. So that company that is looking after that pool, it's not the company money, it's the group money. And this is how the Islamic insurance or the takaful needs to be. We cannot have a model of takaful or a model of insurance like the existing one. Now comes, based on that, all insurance is haram. The concept of insurance is haram. Now what's happening in our life? We have many insurance is in our life. For example, if you want to open a school, there is public liability insurance. Same concept. It's a haram concept of insurance, because you are dealing with commercial insurance. But it's an obligation. If you want to open a business, you have to pay insurance. If you want to buy a car, own a car, every one of us pays insurance. Insurance on the life of the others. So that's compulsory insurance. That if you made a car crash and you killed someone, you accept or you don't accept, that insurance is there in the registration that we pay every 3 months or every 6 months. The compulsory insurance on us is halal for us because it's out of our control. But the optional insurance is haram. So if I have, for example, you went to buy a laptop and they said to you, look, the laptop is $1,500. Add $100 and the warranty becomes 3 years instead of 1 year. What is this? This is insurance. This is haram. They do it a lot. They will say add $5 and you will get direct replacement. So for example, you buy a blender and they say the blender is $200. If you add $10, anything happens to your blender, you will get direct replacement. That's insurance. Why? Because there might not happen anything to your blender. So where did the $10 go after 1 year or 2 years? Gone. All of these, unfortunately, they are in our life everywhere. And if we don't pay attention, we get into the insurance without even recognizing that we are in the insurance. So as I said, the general rule here in the insurance, all the insurance is haram. Because the concept is a concept of gharar, gambling, interest. Islamic insurance is a model that we don't have at the moment in Australia. If we are forced to do the insurance, then we don't have any other option. Then the insurance will become halal to us with the minimum required. All right? Yes, I finished.
First of all, like in the insurance, for one-way car insurance, is that halal or haram? One-way insurance. For example, like if I hit someone's car, if I
Yeah.
hit someone's car, the insurance to cover to fix that car, but not my own car.
Okay, so that's another thing that it actually happened with me personally a lot. So when I first arrived, I hit 2 cars, and I went into big, like, the car, if you go and fix it, it will cost $1,000. The owner decided to go right off. I had to pay $12,500. Although nothing much happened to the car, and it can be fixed with $1,000, $2,000. The insurance company said, no. The owner wanted right off. It went to the auction. It was sold for $2,500. I have to pay $10,000. With that situation, the system is not fair. It's not just. So I spoke to some scholars overseas. I explained to them the system of write-off here, especially with the cars, only with the cars. And they said, based on that system, the unjust system, we can have that type of insurance, which is third-party damage, in order not to be disadvantaged. And that's because of the situation in the country.
The second option was like, for example, because like this life insurance is haram, so in case if someone passed away, like a group of people come together, agree that, for example, each member of that group will pay like $250 for like 1 year, and then the following year maybe they might increase or decrease. Put that money aside, should in case if someone passed away, they will take, for example, like $10,000 and give to the family of that person who passed away to help with the burial.
Okay.
Is that halal? Or
That's fine, so long as everyone is happy.
they agree?
That's a cooperation, that's a collaboration concept of insurance. So everyone is happy to support anyone. So we are all going to support each other. So that's fine. All right? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك.